Order in the court. We will now proceed with the testimony of Mr. James Carrey. Miss Wells, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Carrey, can you please state your full name and occupation for the record?
James Eugene Carrey. I'm an actor, comedian, writer, and occasional painter of things that make people think I've lost my marbles.
Mr. Carrey, please keep your responses focused and appropriate.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Your Honor. Force of habit.
Mr. Carrey, you've come forward with serious allegations against the defendant, Mr. Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy. Can you explain how you came to know Mr. Combs and the nature of your interactions with him?
Well, Karen, can I call you Karen? Okay, Miss Wells, Sean and I crossed paths back in the early 2000s. Hollywood's a small pond when you're swimming with the big fish, you know. We'd see each other at parties, premieres, those glitzy shindigs where everyone's pretending they're best friends. He was always the guy with the biggest entourage, the loudest laugh, the shiniest watch. But it wasn't until 2008 that things got personal.
Can you elaborate on what you mean by personal?
I was invited to one of his infamous freak-off parties. Look, I'm no prude, I've been to some wild Hollywood bashes, but this was different. It was at his mansion in Miami. The vibe was off. Like you walk in and it's all champagne and caviar, but there's this undercurrent, you know. Like something's not right, people were acting strange, like they were scared to say no to him. I saw things that night, things I can't unsee.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is being vague and speculative. We need specifics, not theatrics.
Sustained. Mr. Carrey, please stick to the facts. What exactly did you observe?
Right, facts. Okay, there were rooms, locked rooms where people were taken. I didn't go in, but I heard things. Screams, not the fun kind. And there were these guys, his security, I guess, making sure nobody got too curious. I saw a young woman, she couldn't have been more than 19, being led into one of those rooms by one of Sean's guys. She looked terrified. I asked her if she was okay and she just shook her head like she couldn't talk. Then one of his goons told me to mind my own business. I left that night, but it stuck with me.
And did you have any further interactions with Mr. Combs after that event?
Yeah, a few. He'd call me up, invite me to more parties, always with this insistence. Like he was testing me. In 2010, he asked me to come to a private meeting at his studio in LA, said it was about a film project. I show up and it's not about any movie. It's him, a couple of his buddies, and a table full of, let's just say, substances that weren't exactly legal. He offered me some, said it'd loosen me up. I said no, he didn't like that. Got real cold real fast, told me I was missing out on the real Hollywood.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay and irrelevant. This testimony is about alleged criminal activity, not Mr. Combs' personality or social invitations.
Your Honor, this testimony establishes a pattern of coercive behavior by the defendant, which is central to the charges of racketeering and coercion.
Overruled. Continue, Miss Wells, but keep it relevant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Carrey, you've mentioned a pattern of behavior. Can you describe the most serious incident that led you to come forward today?
Yeah, it was 2012. Another one of his parties, this time in New York. I didn't want to go, but a friend of mine, a young actress she was desperate to network, begged me to come with her. Said she felt safer with me there. I should have said no, but I went. Biggest mistake of my life. We get there and it's the same deal, music blasting, people everywhere, but there's this darkness. My friend, she gets pulled into a conversation with Sean. He's all charm at first, offering her a drink, talking about her career. I'm watching from across the room, trying to keep an eye on her. Then I lose sight of her. Just gone. I start looking, asking around. Nobody knows anything, or they're pretending not to. I find one of his guys and he tells me she's fine, but his eyes are saying something else. I push past him, start checking rooms. I find her in one of those locked rooms, unconscious. She'd been drugged, there were marks on her. I got her out, took her to a hospital. She wouldn't talk about it after, but she quit acting, moved back to her hometown. She's still not the same.
Mr. Carrey, that must have been incredibly difficult. Can you confirm for the record that the individual you're referring to is not present in this courtroom, and that you've been granted permission to discuss this incident on her behalf?
Yes, she gave me permission. She's too scared to come forward herself. Said she doesn't want her name dragged through the mud. I don't blame her.
Your Honor, this is an outrageous story with no corroboration. Mr. Carrey is an actor known for his flair for drama. He's painting a picture here, but where's the evidence? No police report, no medical records, just his word.
You want evidence? I was there. I saw her eyes mark. I carried her out of that hellhole. You think I'd make this up? For what? A laugh. This isn't a comedy sketch. This is someone's life.
Mr. Carrey, control yourself. Mr. Agnifilo, you'll have your chance to cross-examine. Miss Wells, continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Carrey, did you ever confront Mr. Combs about what happened to your friend?
Yeah, a few weeks later I saw him at an industry event. I pulled him aside, told him what I saw, what happened to her. I said, "You can't keep doing this, Sean. People are getting hurt." He just laughed, said I was too sensitive and that I didn't understand how things worked. Then he leaned in real close and said, "You talk and you're done in this town. Nobody'll believe you over me." I didn't say anything after that. I was scared. I'm not proud of it, but I was.
And what prompted you to come forward now, after all these years?
I've spent years trying to forget, trying to move on. But every time I see his face on a magazine or hear his music, it's like a punch in the gut. I heard about this case, about other people coming forward. I couldn't stay silent anymore. I owe it to her, to all of them.
Thank you, Mr. Carrey. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Agnifilo, your cross-examination.
Mr. Carrey, you're quite the performer, aren't you? I mean, you've built a career on making people laugh, cry, believe in your stories. Isn't that right?
I'm an actor, not a liar, if that's what you're getting at.
Oh, I'm just establishing your flair for the dramatic. You've told a very compelling story here today, but let's talk facts. You claim my client drugged and assaulted someone in 2012, yet there's no police report, no medical records, no other witnesses. Just your word. Convenient, isn't it?
Convenient? You think it's convenient for me to be here dragging up the worst night of my life? I don't need to make this up. I was there. I saw what I saw.
And yet you waited over a decade to say anything. Why is that, Mr. Carrey? Were you waiting for the right moment to get some attention, maybe revive a fading career?
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative and irrelevant.
Sustained. Mr. Agnifilo, stick to the facts.
Very well. Mr. Carrey, you mentioned locked rooms and screams at this 2008 party. Did you report these observations to anyone at the time?
Oh, no, I didn't. I was freaked out, okay? I didn't know what to do. I wasn't exactly on speed dial with the FBI.
So no reports, no evidence, just your vivid imagination. And this alleged 2012 incident, you say you found your friend unconscious with marks on her. Did you call the police?
I took her to a hospital. I didn't know what else to do. She begged me not to call the cops. She was scared out of her mind. You ever think about what it's like for someone to go through that, to feel like they've got no one to turn to?
I'm not here to speculate about feelings, Mr. Carrey. I'm here for facts. And the fact is, your story lacks any corroboration. You're asking this jury to believe a man who makes a living pretending to be someone else.
I'm not pretending. You think I want to be here, reliving this? I'm doing this because it's right. Because people like your client think they can get away with anything, and I'm sick of it.
Mr. Carrey, that's enough. One more outburst and you'll be held in contempt. Mr. Agnifilo, do you have any further questions?
Just one, Your Honor. Mr. Carrey, isn't it true that you've struggled with mental health issues in the past? Could these memories be influenced by your, let's say, fragile state of mind?
Objection. This is an attack on the witness's character and entirely irrelevant.
Sustained. Mr. Agnifilo, you're treading on thin ice. The witness's mental health is not on trial here. Do you have any relevant questions?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss Wells. Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Carrey, why do you believe Mr. Combs threatened you when you confronted him?
Because I was a threat. I saw what he did. I wasn't one of his yes men. He knew I could talk and he wanted to shut me up. That's how he operates: fear, control, power, but I'm not scared anymore. Not today.
Thank you, Mr. Carrey. No further questions.
The witness is excused. You may step down, Mr. Carrey.